Welcome in, or welcome to stream. Let's just jump right into. Oh, that's loud on my end, so turning that down a bit. I'm a little bit tired, so this might be a slower sort of sessions today, but changing over. And there I am. Yay! Oh boy. So many tags. Beginning to think I shouldn't have those always visible, but you know what? I'm not changing it now. Okay, so recap from last stream. Yana has traveled up up into the cinema dunes and found what is causing the replenishing of the cinema in the area, and why it's such a important area to hold, and why there are things up here that aren't anywhere else in the region. Also, it has a theory on what happened to her contact who was here, who went missing. Mr. Galway. He likely got up here into the Sallow Leaf area and got caught up in the conflict that's currently happening. So, yeah. She is first, her top priority that she's focusing on is getting the ingredient for her sister's remedy, her sister's cure. However, once she has that, she's considering sending that, she's going to send that back through magical means so that her sister gets it as soon as possible. But then her goal changes from finding the ingredient to finding Mr. Galway, or whatever's left of him. So, last stream we travelled up from Yellon Hill to the Red Brooks, up through the endless steep, and to the open land there that turned out to be a mesa that hid the hidden amongst the ruins of the endless steep is Ardenfast, who are separated from the conflict between Sallow Leaf and whatever military encampment is here. They took her in, helped her recover, but as she was leaving Ardenfast to head up towards the Cinnabar Dunes, following the same track that Mr. Galway did, was heading for, she encountered thugs of the landlord sent after her to try and make her pay for affecting his business. From which she got nerve damage and fight in her hands upon fighting them off and getting them to leave her alone, at least for now. So we'll see where things go from there. However, we are in an exploration phase. Something tells me this is still too loud. The music is still too loud. There we go. That's probably better. We'll see. Hey Ray, welcome in. So, let's just properly, getting Windows properly open and organized on my screen, and now I'm ready for the roles for this first exploration phase. So that will be, oh boy, I'm not got just one of each die. That's so we're probably heading towards we're probably heading towards the lake over here to get the ingredient. Since from the discovery there, I need to figure out what the weapon. I need to figure out at the end what weapon is there sitting there that is just. What magic weapon is there affecting the landscape. However, I'll draw that in at the end of things, because that isn't at all of concern. So, that, and off that. Okay. Let's see. Where did these land? So, 1, 2. Oh, so let's get the green. So, up from here. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in here is a 2 on the temporary die, which can either be a lens. I think that can be anything. That can be whatever dice I wish it to be. So if I choose to have it as a biome, it would be more mountains, which honestly that would explain why East Melted feels so isolated, and probably why it would probably also be a closer supply for their mushroom supply than up here in the Windrise. If I go for landmark, though, it's an encampment. I'd say it's mountains, so it's going to be a biome, which means it's green. I have the wrong one. Wrong. So 2 there. The actual landmark dice landed up in this area, likely. I haven't just looking at where it's landed on the map, so it may be getting moved because up here is already quite crowded. And we already know most of it is open land. So, let's see, where did it actually land? It's on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, it's in here, and we already know this is open lands. So I'm going to choose to have it go somewhere and place that for somewhere in this area, because this is seeming to be a fairly open land sort of place. So let's see. Okay. It's going to be in between these. So right here. That's where it goes, and now I drop her for this. Let's figure out where. This might be I may need to draw a river in for where this landmark is, and there might be a waterfall flowing right off here into the sea. So it's 1, 2. It's along this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1. Yep, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is this right? Yeah, it would be right here, and it would be an encampment. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense, having an encampment just off to the side of Yalon Hill. This is an extension, this is likely part of Yalon Hill. Just an encampment. This is the main city, and this is where those who aren't a part of the city live on the outskirts. Not really this is likely the poor people, the lesser fortunate district. So let's ink these in. So just sort of tents. Oh. Just a few tents. This is likely a fairly large encampment of people just living on the outskirts. Up in the mountain areas of Yalon Hill as well, so likely there is a river that flows down and flows into As a reminder, Yalon Hill is a fairly conflict-driven place itself, but it's rather than it being at conflict with itself, it does conflict as entertainment, as seen by the gladiatorial ring in the center of the city on the surface. Here it's more mountains, so gonna turn this. Gonna turn this into a mountain range sort of situation. Have it connect into mountains up here. Which also is likely why this is cliffs at this section. So yeah, and why travel had to go that way. That actually checks out. So, and over here, just more open land. Just so much open land. My dice seem to like rolling 4s, because every single map I've gotten from my dice is open, is fairly deserted, and desert driven, and fairly open land. Which is good, it means for easy travel, but yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the exploration phase. It's time for the arrival phase. So up to the path layer, and fairly simple. We're at the discovery. It's time to head to, and just to make sure, yep, that is in fact where we were. We're heading to the closest location, so don't need to use up food, but we're going to that lake. So that means, and dash 9 is drawn. Card. 3 of clubs. Let's get to the journey table. 3. Oh no. No. What a way to start. The journey was perilous and you were put in harm's way. What dangers did you face? Gain 1 wound. Oh boy, it's another wound. Okay, so while I get to that table, likely encountered. That discovery was supposed to be a danger. It's likely something related to the effects of just being near where that weapon is. So it's in a replenisher cycle, likely. So the area goes through them, and that's why the war's happening now. While it's in its replenisher cycle, and no one's able to go and remine stuff, people are fighting over control of it for when it's finished replenishing. Okay. So, the likelihood of this wound it's likely just minor. The vertigo's already gotten from it, so it's likely connected to vertigo somehow. But let's see what. So 3 and 1 plus 2 plus 4, so that's 3 plus 4, that's 7. Throbbing headache. Yeah, it's just the throbbing headache from being within the vicinity of this magical artifact that is currently reforming the environment. So throbbing headache, I'll add that to here. I cannot take any more wounds, otherwise that is the end. That is... oh boy. Definitely heading to town after this. Because I need... definitely heading to a settlement after this. Because Yana needs healing. Anyways, let's look at the lakes fonts. It's a black 3, so the water here spills from the banks, flooding the surrounding land. What is causing this? What creatures seem to benefit from the flood? Oh boy. Gain 2 food. Yes, it's more food. Always happy to get more food. So, and this is so the food is, let's see, rolling a d6 to see whether it's plant or animal. That's a 6, so it is plant. Wait, no. It is not plant, it is animal. I misread the table. Fauna means animal. So, rolling 2d6s for either side of the fauna table to get the behavior and the descriptor. So, it is a predatory animal that I hunted. Interesting. And it is horned. One moment. I've gotten a blood nose suddenly, so just give me a minute. just realized I don't have a be right back thing ready. Oh boy. And this is why I don't want to ever go webcam. I get very severe blood noses, and yeah. Anyways, I got a tissue now. Let's continue. So, predatory horned creature. So, predatory horned creatures. What sort of predatory horned creatures are there that exist either in mythology or in real life? Can't really think of any real life horned creatures that are predatory. I know. Let's just say let's go with that. Okay, so lake names. What is the name of this lake? So prefix is 2 plus 5, so 7 plus 6, that's a 13. Rolling. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Rolling channel. Okay, so this likely comes down into... Oh, wait, I did read, yep. Let's get this in. Rolling channel. I'll have to figure out better ways of doing the words after finishing this map. However, that is the end of the arrival phase. So, on to the rest phase. That means goodbye temporary die, and let me just quickly get to the rest phase table to know what sort of action I will be taking to maintain the biome dice. I will be losing 1 food, so that just 1 of these. Ooh, it could be something specific that protects the hammer. That is likely what, like a creature that protects or protects the weapon, the magical weapon that's reshaping the landscape in this area. So that is what I do. I have 1 additional action. Don't really need food, and I don't have any wares or coin, so I can't gain a temporary dice. So yeah, I can't really do anything other than, I forget whether you're able to do the same rest phase action twice. Okay, so the action that allows you to regain the biome die is called camp. So I likely spend 2 nights. If I were to take that action twice, I'm spending 2 nights here in terms of story. But that does make sense, spending the first day after camping to search to collect the ingredient that Yana's here for after locating it, and then the second day is looking for clues as to whether Mr. Galway made his way here. So let's just quickly remind myself. Skill test. So this will be here to decide whether how Yana finds the ingredients. So the 1 die starting, a 2nd die for focus because that is what she's here for, 3 dice for collector, and the 4th die, what's in the antique briefcase, is likely stuff to collect the supply, collect what she needs and send it back home. Okay, so I have 4 chances of rolling just a straight success. Otherwise, the likelihood is that there's going to be a complication. But Yana will be successful in collecting what she needs. That one did not land properly. That's a 6. Thank goodness. Okay, so just straight up success. She successfully finds and magically sends home the ingredient needed for her sister's cure. So that is done. She no longer has to worry about her sister. She knows that her family has the knowledge needed to get the rest of her remedy done. And her being a collector is why she is the family member who went to collect the ingredient rather than any of the others. So the next question is, did Mr. Galway get here? So, one die starting out, and a second die for focus. Because now she's got her sister's ingredient for her so that she can recover and get better. She's focused on locating Mr. Galway. So, but that's all I'm giving. Okay, so 2 threes fail. That's a failure, but the situation changes. So to this, I wouldn't say. If I happen to roll anything that gives a wound, and this means that's the end. Okay, so 2 plus 4. Lose a reputation. Okay, likelihood is just another. Likelihood is it's another result of being an unintentional desecrator that people are starting to come up and find it as the replenishing of resources has completed. That is likely what changed. There are likely people coming up this way now. So, oh, that was close though. Okay, so that, or there were people up here already checking to see if it was done, and they happen to be people who met Mr. Galway, and he did not leave a good reputation with them, which means they didn't give any information, and they just, since we're looking for him, they don't like us either. Okay, so let's just quickly roll on the outcome oracle table to find out what. Yeah. Something that causes a delay and preserve. Yep, it's unintentional desecrator again. People aren't supposed to be up in this area while the replenishing's occurring, so yep. That is likely what that caused. Anyways, now that we have what we need, now that Yana has what she needs from this location, and that she is going to the small town right over here. That is the next destination after the walls. So that she camped twice, which means there's 2 biome die, but just gonna remove that, make it easy on myself. I ate all the meat here from this area. Oh, the creature definitely was protecting the ammo. That's what she got in trouble, and she lost the reputation for. It was considered sacred and stuff, and she was eating it. So, yep. Anyways, 2 biome dice and a landmark die. People are coming up, and she... Anyways. Okay, so, ooh. That is likely an island. Off next to the compass. Just a small one. Because it landed in water. What's for the coast for the landmark. And oh, yeah, it's an island. Because it's got a 6. And that's a discovery. Oh boy. But for the biome, more open ocean off the coast. And the 3, let's figure out where that is. Okay, so coming down from the top, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 1. No, not there. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is a 3 here, which is a lake. There's another. Oh. Yeah, no, that's likely a river coming from here, just flowing through, and is likely. Yep. Yep, that's likely a river. But that 4. So let's first get this 6 marked in. So it's just here. 6 is our discoveries. So there's a 6. But the reason I marked that in is because the 4 is just a bit over from it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 is here. Oh. A bit of. Yep, okay, I know what this is. It is a little bit of land, but it's not much. It's the remains of a bit of the shelf that broke off and slid into the ocean. I'm so glad I drew those there, because that actually lends nicely to having that there. Okay, so. That there, but just some sort of little island. There, here, just little bits of part of that just resting in the ocean. And 3 is a river, so just gonna do a river coming down from here that connects up to there. That's river. And that likely connects to there. Okay, so the path, we're going from here to here. It's the closest location, and we're starting the arrival phase, and this is. Get that up there. This is cycle 10. Need to remember to keep that up. So decided. Ooh, that's a king of clubs. Okay, so Johnny. King. You were escorted on your journey by a helpful people. Why did they help you? Okay, so... Oh... I know why. They did not encounter her while she's conscious. She passed out from the headache and the vertigo. Oh, she's having a migraine from having been near the weapon for too long. Okay, that's likely what happened, and this town is likely therefore that. So, she isn't given a coin, but she does get a reputation. No, not 2 reputation, 1 reputation. So, yeah. Okay, and what sort of town is this? Town prompt. Blacktown prompt. Oh, I'm gonna be gaining 2 coin anyway. Wonderful. This town is a hub of storytelling and folk. Oh, yes, this is exactly what Yana loves. What tale do you hear about it from your own homeland? Oh, if I converse here, I gain 2 coin. As opposed to losing 2 coin, I think that is. Let me just quickly go back to the rest tables to see. Settlement, converse. Rather than losing a coin, you gain 2 coin and the temporary. Oh yeah, no, she's absolutely doing that. Okay, so just need to remember that this town. Let's get the name for the town, because that is supposed to happen before rest phase. So let's name the town. Tables, town names. Okay, so prefix. That's 8. So Kellum. Five plus 6, so 11 plus 3 is 14. Callum Fen. Ooh, that's a nice name for a town. Okay, so location names. Text. Right here. Remember to Callum Fen. That was an Callum Fen. Okay, so need to remember. Just gonna quickly note down that conversing at Callumfen grants 2 coin. That is something that gets noted down. Callumfen in my notes. When conversing. Oh, but this is such a nice place. Oh, and she hears she hears about her homeland. So, What is the name of the homeland of... What is the name of the homeland of Lady Yana Bottrelle? Let me get the region name table. Okay, so... Okay, so 2, this is the duchy. This was, and whatever land it was founded by another and was named after the cartographer. Where's the name table? Cartographer last names is what it is said. So Yana is from Duchy, and +3, so 13. Duchy Stormjoy. Ooh. Okay, so now back to the rest phase. That is now beginning. And already removed the biome die. Okay, so she's absolutely conversing, so that will be, for here, that will be 1 temporary die plus 2 coin. They took... Oh, and that's why she heard tale of them. It's recently been the fascination of the town. They're hearing about another place that is often wrought with conflict, similar to their lands. Oh, that's wonderful. And her being able to share some of what it's actually like. Wonderful. That's a wonderful sharing of tales and cultures, similarities and differences, collecting stories and sharing the stories you have. That's just wonderful and right up Yana's alley. Okay, so that was the first rest phase action. Second rest phase. Heal. Absolutely healing. So one of these coins is immediately being used to remove a wound. And I'm gonna go with throbbing headache, because that is easier to deal with it than vertigo, and I can't get rid of the nerve damage in her hands. So does she, in conversing, does she get any information on Mr. Galway? Mr. Jovar Galway. So that she does get, she isn't focused on it, and I would say she's a social butterfly in this place, loves talking, so that works out for her. So 3 die. Okay, it's yes, but sort of situation. Okay, so you succeed, but a complication arises. Okay, let's find out what this complication. Oh, this complication is likely to do with the thugs. They're likely arriving, as they have started chasing her, it seems. Okay, so for that's a 15, so Vex. I need to look up the definition of Vex again to remind myself what that means. And 11. So Vex and harm. It is likely relating to the thugs. Let me. What does Vex mean? Define Vex. Effectively annoying harm. Okay. I did describe the thugs as being annoying, so yeah. As she finishes getting the information that she needs on... Mr. Galway did come through here. He patched him up, he shared some stories. But he has amnesia. He didn't collect it, he didn't remember who he was, and he's somewhere. He went off searching for it with a guide, and they went somewhere. That is what the temporary die shall be. So, the temporary die will be where Mr. Galway went in search of whatever's in search of himself. Honestly, that is what that would be. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3. I have one of each of those already. That would be the end of the rest phase. So, exploration. Cycle 11 begins. So, rolling one of each. That was up. That was over here. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so let's figure out where the sty landed. Starting with the... I'm going to switch the location of two of these, because one of them looks like they landed in area that we are fairly certain is water. And the other is where there would be coastline. So, there and there. Okay, so rules. Let's start with the landmark this time. So 1, 2, no, not going to. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this is ideal placement for another landmark, another coastline. Okay, so green for the definite. Oh, actually, Okay, so, and from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, this could... Just another little encampment here, because that was the... Oh! Yep. That makes sense. Hang on. Hang on. I think I did a coastline wrong there. Settlement. Yeah, that was supposed to already be in. That was already supposed to be a settlement of my choice, and I forgot to select what it would be. I guess that's decided then. It's it's going to be an encampment. Anyways, up. Well, just to be specific, there is, but. Or more accurately, here. Because up from here, 1, 2, 1, 2, this is, let me just quickly change that to the right color, 1, 2, here is a 2, which is more mountains. Okay, so yeah, this is very much reading as explaining why certain parts were taken. Went around this area. This likely comes up as mountain. This is likely to pass through. Okay. Let's go up. Back. Yeah, just. Oh, applied too much pressure. Oh, I have actually an idea. It's likely just one tent. He's likely waiting there because he feels like he's supposed to be waiting for someone along the coast. And he wasn't sure whether it was at Eastmouth or Yellen Hill, so he's between the two. Oh, that's where he is. Okay. However, more cliff likely settling down back into regular coastline here. 3's town, so yep, there's likely just a small town here. Just a couple houses. Okay, so that's that, and that is there. So that's everywhere done. It's not going to be the closest location, so going to wind up using food. But yeah. She's heard that he's here. So she is going to backtrack. She is going to backtrack the way she came. Not exactly stopping at locations and stuff, so likely the journey phase is between. But she is heading to this encampment. Gonna put up another tent. Cause why? I doubt they'd leave him there alone when he hasn't got a memory. Ooh, but she's getting out of town as quickly as she can once those dogs arrive and stuff, so So let's draw out the arrival. Let's switch over to arrival phase. Oh no. Arrival phase and switch to path. Not exactly stopping at any of the locations she's been at, but heading for here. Okay, so that is her destination. Let's flip and let's remove the food. It's going to be the jerky because she's not sure about the vibrant grains she has. So there's that, flip the card for the journey. It's a 2 of clubs. Okay, so I seem to be in a clubs heavy section of the deck right now. But let's see what the journey holds. So, gain a reputation. Your travels were expedited by something unexpected. What quickened your journey and why? Traveling with someone who knows the area. And pretty much avoiding is traveling with someone. It's likely a guide. But let's get a name. Let's get a person's name for this. So tables. Not outcomes. Where's people encountered? Actually, let's see what the people of Calumfen are like using the people table real quick. So 1, 4, 2, so that's 5 plus 2, so 7. That would make more sense for the focus rather than the trait. So that the scholars 3 plus 3, so 6 plus 2 is 8. They're probably loud, though they could also be winged, and that's how they get it. Information from anywhere. That's why it's also this is probably also a direct route for them. I may need to correct that path. So let's see what this one. So 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Yep, okay, so they're inquisitive winged scholars, because that just makes more sense. So the people of Calumfen, inquisitive winged scholars, just putting that in my notes, and that would likely explain how he got down there safely. So let's get rid of that path. We likely flew. They likely flew me over here, and then we journeyed, because going over mountains would not be a good idea when carrying someone, so I will say we stopped in Windrise. Let's stop in Windrise, because that makes more sense. So stopping at Windrise again. Already been here. I forget what... That was the first one that I drew. Hang on, let me just quickly double check what skipped on the first turn. Okay, so that it would be Eastmouth, and this would be the Mountain Windrise. This card, so that would be 5 of clubs. Let me just quickly read what the prompt was for that again. For the mountain, I'm not taking it the effect again, I'm just seeing what sort of mountains were these again. Okay, so I don't think this is the right card. Okay, so let's see what 9 was. Hang on. That or I accidentally got these shuffled up in it by accident of the drawn cards I already have. Because these mountains were supposed to be very lush. Okay, so the Queen of Diamonds is what was here. Yeah, this was the Queen of Diamonds. Why was I drawing at the start of this? Was I drawing a card for John? Oh no, wait! I started with Aware, and then okay, yeah, no, that makes right. The first card was the first Where I had. I forgot that. I started with Aware that I had to sell off when I got to Yellon Hill. Okay, so Queen of Diamonds, so that is verdant and lush. Flora has all but consumed these crags. How does this region of landscape differ? What foreign plants do you find here? And that is what started the vivid plants being vivid and vibrant plants being hallucinogenic. So, remembering that now. Okay, so I'm not going to be gaining a food when I reappear here. However, well, let me just quickly see what it would have been. Oh, actually, I'm gonna apply both what this card says as well, because this actually would explain why these crags. We arrive at night, whispering and haunted, a blinding fog clings to the crags. What words do you hear on the wind? Oh, that just makes sense. During the day, they're vibrant, lush, and extravagant. At night, they're haunting. They're scary. And I'm going to use the outcome oracle table to find out what words I heard. So 2 6s plus a 2, so that's 14. Words that offend. Oh, offend. Ooh. 8 plus 4, so 12. Follow. She has offended the followers of some ancient deity of these lands with the unintentional desecration of various places. That is why. That's what she hears, and basically asking her to make amends. So that is... oh boy. Yep. She has offended some sort of spirits of these lands, and she needs to make amends. Gotcha. Okay, so... let's see. Rest phase. Why do I keep losing where the rest phase tables are? Okay, rest phase for wilderness. We can camp and converse and hunt. So, first things first, we need to lose the temporary die, and... I was on 1 coin. I had 1 coin left over because I spent 1 to heal. Okay, so welcome back, Twitch. It seems there was a brief disconnect there. Anyways, so we're going to wind up losing a food to maintain the die, but I am going to go hunting first to see if we get anything that isn't probably hallucinogenic. So, hunting table. Okay, so first die roll. Is this a plant? Is this plant life or an animal? 4. It is an animal this time. Hopefully not haunted. Okay, so now for the behavior and the descriptor. Okay, so it is it eats the hallucinogenic plants on the, because it's a grazer, and it's plated. And now let me roll to see how much food is, how much of these creatures is... oh, wait. I cannot do that. I need to... Nope, see them grazing and decide against it. Not going to hunt. Just going to eat 2 of these, use 2 of these vibrant grains to make some sort of bread over the 2 nights. Or 1 and converse the second night and expend other coin to get a temporary. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So goodbye last coin again. But that means... okay, I'm doing... my dice management is fairly good. My dice are fine. What sort of thing do we discuss? Probably more about... but since Callum Fenner had a fascination in Yana's homeland, probably discussed more on that. Anyways, that is the end of cycle 11, on to cycle 12. Okay, so heroes. Didn't need to name the location because I've been here before. Shut up. I just realized I don't need to be constantly going back to the rest phase tables. I have them here on the reference. I just forgot to look down because they're not in a box like everything else. Okay, so we're back in this area. It's hopefully, please. Oh boy. However, that makes sense that. Okay, so. Put that there, put that there. There's another little island off at the edge of the map again. And I'm going to move this to here. It's likely Yana likely. I moved the temporary dice to around window eyes, and I'm gonna be using it as a landmark, so that I can continue more of the coastline, hopefully. So, actually, K. So, I'm going to put this 3 right about, and I'm gonna put it here. This is gonna be why she. Actually, let's put this 3 here. Or actually, I will switch where this the landmark for landed with the 3, because it does not make sense to have a city on a small. It's not a city though. It's not an island though. It's a tip of another continent or something. So let's figure out where that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where the 4 is. I will decide where the 3 goes and whether it's landmark or coast, or landmark or biome. If it's biome, it's another lake. If it's I'll probably wind up putting it back where it was, because if it's another lake, put it here, spread this out along here. That makes so much sense that I am just going to block it in as well. It landed here initially, and then, but that 2, the 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That means it's a mountain. Okay, so I don't need to keep checking it anymore. I have enough written out on here that I should be able to reference what the numbers mean. Anyways, drawn. Okay, so down here, there's a part of a continent. With a city of sorts. No clue what that. This is likely the city that Yana was originally trying to get to. But Yep. So, city there. Just draw more coastline. To the point where I'm putting water in. And then that too here. I'm gonna say this is a solitary mountain. Just a mountain on its own. Okay. So, on to the arrival phase. We are going to wind up expending another oh, wait. Yeah, I didn't wind up hunting. Saw the creatures. Didn't wind up hunting them. But where we're heading, path. We're heading here. So that isn't the closest unexplored location, so that's going to cost the food. Just gonna quickly roll a dice. Are these vibrant grains causing us to hallucinate? Yep, okay. Good to know. They're partially hallucinogenic. Good to know. Flip a card. That's the journey phase. Okay. Let's get to the journey table. You met a fellow traveler on your journey. What rumor did they tell you? Gain 1 coin. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Who would we have met? What likelihood is we met a traveler, a merchant of some kind. Someone who was likely more crossing this way rather than along the path that we're heading ourselves. But what? What rumor? It's likely a rumor about what's on this island. But other than that, it's just a rumor, no proof, no evidence, nothing. Anyways, we are arriving at this encampment. Huzzah! Before names need to prompts. Do. City prompts, town prompts, encampment prompts. Black 5. Oh, it's a roadside inn housing wary travelers. For those who travel along the coast, even though it's a cliff. What does this place smell like? What entertainment is had here? That is why you went there. It's an inn. Okay. That changes what's drawn there on the map. Not tents. Not that now that I know it's an inn. Instead, just a small partition thing, somewhere to put the horses for those who travel by horse. Just an inn. There we go. What does this place smell like? What entertainment is had here? Going off of the hallucinogenic plants that are in this environment, in this section of the region, I'd say probably some sort of drugs. Probably. That's probably. It probably smells like something. My brain's forgetting words. I don't know. Something that gets people high. Like joints, like cigars. Anyways, let's get to the name table to name this encampment. Okay, so 4 plus 5 plus 6, so 9, 12, 15. So this is the deep. Six, 10, 11. The Deep Refuge. Ooh. Oh, this is probably a place built into the cliffside as well. That makes that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so. Well, the actual establishment where you eat and drink is up to above. Since it's an inn, the rooms are underground. It's an offshoot of Yellon Hill. Anyways, let's get that name on here. Deep Refuge. Save. Close that pop-up for text, and I need to edit it and save, close. Deep Refuge. Now the question is this where Mr. Galway is? Is he here? I'd say he probably is. So one die. Do one die for the starting of the skill check. 2 dice for social butterfly for talking around to find him. And third die is because of focus. Focusing on the task at hand, even though maybe a bit high. I forgot to remove throbbing headache. No, throbbing headache added itself back. Wonderful. That's good to know. But I need to go into the tags and remove throbbing headache. I undid it. And that's part of what I accidentally undid. Okay, so. Okay. One of these is... oh boy. Don't find him here. Okay. Yes. But the situation changes. It's not... he is gone. But... is there going to be information on him? So... let's quickly roll on the failure outcome. 6 plus 2, so 8. Wait, no, I did not mean to hit enter. Whoops. Huh. I had to lose a food. As part of the failure, let's look at the outcome oracle, because something tells me that was to pay off the inn owner as thugs and to cover our escapes. So 1, 2 plus 3 is 5, so seize. Okay, so seize. Oh. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 4, so 13. Ruin. Oh. Seize ruin. Seize to prevent ruin is what I'm thinking. So, something tells me the thugs came in and to hide us, to prevent them from destroying the place. No, to hide us and prevent them from destroying the place, we were made to hand over some of the vibrant grain that we had, and that was given to the thugs as a payment to keep the place. The landlord sees his payment. Oh, the landlord owns the inn. Oh boy, yep, that's likely what it is. Okay, so Mr. Galway isn't here. Let's lose the temporary die. Switch over to the rest phase as that's beginning. Now, we are at a settlement, which is an encampment, in this case an encampment of just a very small community. Royal value is definitely 1 here. However, I think I'm going to go shopping for the first time. Looking for something. So And I'm going to maintain this by just sleeping. And I could... So... Okay, so... How does shopping work? If at a city or town... Nope, I can't shop here. Dang it. Okay, so what else could I do? I can't sell anything. But I can restock on either food or wear. Or I could heal. I'm going to heal. I have the coin and it's better to get wounds off the table since I technically only have 2. So, not the food, that I lose the coin. Okay, so Vertigo is gone, having rested here and hidden. So, healed, slept, and now to go and search. I'm likely going to Yellon Hill to see if there's any signs of where he went, as that is the closest settlement. See if he showed up there after I left. Okay, so... But anyways, no temporary dice this time. We're on to cycle 13. We are sitting dangerously close. Let's see, where did I land? Ooh. Interesting. That actually would make sense. Okay. So. I'll explain why that's interesting once I've gotten the numbers and their locations. You're moving because that's crowded. Okay, so that one holds. Okay, so one, 2, 3. So here is a 2. So there's an encampment here. That's either going to be an island, or this comes up to here, and this is going to come up to here. But let's figure out where this 2 is, so... Yeah, up 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More mountains. Okay, so let's just add more mountains. Nope. Not that goes to a path. That explains. I'm enjoying having more mountains though. And especially in a more central area. Okay, so mountains there, but here I'm thinking this is just a small encampment. Okay, so I'm gonna change the wanted tag to pursued. Okay, so hearing here. Oh, I accidentally did the color of Deep Refuge as a blue. I'm gonna quickly. Location names. You're supposed to be black. There we go. Now, path. This is for the arrival phase. Okay, so. Where are we traveling to? I would say we heard that a man matching Mr. Galway's description went up in that direction, and that's why we heard about that encampment. So I am going to say we're heading in that direction, but we shall travel as if we shall travel along the coast through the mountain range. So that way. So those mountains are the destination for this time. Since we have one food left. We only have one food. And holding on to that is important, as that will be how oh, I didn't do the restock. No, I healed instead of restocking and slept. Okay, so we're going through the mountain range here, which means flipping the card. Ace of Spades. Yeah, I'm definitely going through a chunk that is club heavy. So, ooh, and we get to gain a food. Okay, or where? The journey had an unforeseen benefit. What helped you whilst traveling? Probably experience having gone through mountains. This is probably similar to the Windrise ones, which is why it's just a special type here that is a delicacy for Eastmouth is in Windrise. However, let's see what the actual mountains themselves are actually like rather than making assumptions. Oh, Black Forest, Black Mountain. Serene and vibrant. A colorful plant covers the earth here. What use does it have? It is like the window ice. My goodness, okay. And it's gain 1 wear or food. So I would say... what did the first ace? Yeah, I'm gonna say that first ace gained a wear, which means we likely found some sort of mountain climbing equipment and stuff that... No, because that would imply that there's a permanent benefit. Let's roll on the wares table. Because I can't decide. I can't decide. So these. Pace. 11 plus 3, so 14. Oil. Why is it scared? An oil from these mountains. Interesting. Likely relating to whatever food, because I am going to say we get another food here. But we have a where, so just gonna quickly... Oil. I'm gonna call it vibrant oil, as it's likely made from whatever plant is up here. Vibrant oil. Waiting for that to update on the computer side. That's the where. Let's go hunting. It's likely floor. So hold the d6. Yep, it's floor. That's a 1. Okay, so rolling 2 more d6 to find out the behavior and the descriptor. They're both 5s. It's a sweet fruit. Sweet. I'm gonna say sweet fruit. What? That is the food. Oh, and it's supposed to be... The oil is supposed to be scarce, so... It's likely made from this fruit that only grows here in these mountains, because this place is the ideal conditions for it. Okay, so... And the oil burns... The oil itself burns for long periods of time. At a rather unique color of purple. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that's what the oil is. Anyways, that's the end of the arrival phase. Onto the rest phase. Gonna eat the sweet fruit, because I trust that more than the vibrant grain we already know is hallucinogenic. That's what I eat for camping, to regain the biome die so I don't effectively lose it. And then I have no coin. I could gain the temporary dice by conversing. Oh, and it's supposed to be 2 different rest actions. Okay. I just read that at the bottom of the rest phase instructions. I made a mistake there earlier, but anyways. I'm gonna... You know what I'm gonna say? We're not getting a biome this next time, because we're burning that biome die to go hunting for either more sweet fruit or some other animal. We're heading to a town next anyway. That would... No. Don't need to use both actions. Okay, so... And I'd rather not risk running out of dice. Having a biome die to burn is always beneficial, so... On to cycle 14. Select the roles layer, select a role's color, and let's roll. Ooh. Ooh. Both are 6s, which means for the biome die that's going to be same as closest. And where it's landed, the closest is open land, but it's not in a crowded area, thankfully. Because I moved it, but because it was. However, I moved it randomly, not thinking. So where it's currently sitting is closest to open land in a beneficial place. The landmark. Let us see. So the landmark is here. Here. It's another city. No, that's a discovery. My brain just there. Okay, and for this one, that is from here. 1. Yeah. So just more open land. So the coastline is seeming to hug. I'm gonna connect that there, which means we either need to have it connect off to this edge or get it to go up. But this is some sort of a city. Some sort of city here. Oh wait, no, that not city, it's discovery. Why does my brain think that's in that 6 is a city? Simplest thing to draw a question mark. Why does it want to draw a city? Okay. Closest biome, so just expand the open lands. Just one lone tree. Okay, so I forgot to name the mountain range. I knew I forgot to do something. Felt like I was missing something before I finished. Okay. Open land names, lake names, forest names, mountain names. Okay, so... Oh, whoops. Let's just quickly add this in. Okay, so... Shadow. 9, 10. Willow. I don't think that name fits, but I'll leave it at that for now. Where are we heading? East Mouth or the Discover? No, East Mouth. I need to stop at a city. Okay, so end exploration, start arrival. So bush, path, up to here, back to Eastmouth. Eastmouth was the one that I mistook as... So Eastmouth was a 5 of clubs. So let's just flip this for the journey phase. 6 of hearts for the journey. So a red 6. There goes the oil. The journey was challenging and tested your resolve. What obstacle did you face? We had to travel through caves and used up the vibrant oil as a light source. So, cool lanterns and stuff. So, just having a quick stretch. Anyways, so just quickly, Black Town. That was a 5. Yep, that was a 5. So I'm not gaining a 3 coin or losing, and that here I'm just an individual here is exploiting the townsfolk. Already know who this is. This is the landlord. He's not very happy to see us back in town, so this is gonna be interesting. Ooh. Actually, stand up. I could stand up to him and allow that here to be a redo of. Allow me to regain that 3 reputation. Oh, and just read the prompt for if this was a fresh town, and that actually... No, just read it more, and yeah. Gonna see. Confronted the landlord, so 1 die for the starting, another for social butterfly, hand nerve damage as evidence of him sending people after, and hopefully the townsfolk, and I'd say the one reputation. No, because that would need name. Nope. Just gonna roll 3. Am I successful in getting him to call off his thugs and turning the town completely on him? Yes, there's a 6. Okay, so gain 3 reputation, as he's likely been doing this to another lot. Just gonna say that regains that. Tags, and his name is once again a tag. Yana Bottrelle. Put that in tags. Gonna put a plus there. And all of those were success. All of the looking at all the other 2 die, they would have been successful, but thankfully there was a 6 because they would have had consequences or outcomes. So, I'd say the wannabe landlord is run out of town without any of his funds and stuff. So he doesn't have a means to pay the thugs anymore, which means he's no longer an issue. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna quickly undo removing him, because he himself may be a problem, but the thugs will no longer be one, no longer pursued. That is good. Okay, so we're resting in town now. Rest phase. Don't need to name this place, thankfully. So, rest phase. Gonna be sleeping, so that regains the biome die automatically. But that leaves one other action. Ooh, I need to roll a d6, divide by 2, so that's 1. Where's the worth 1 plus, but okay, wait. Forget how reputation affects the value of wares every single time. The dice. Reputation. Reputation modifies the cost of items. When you take the shop rest action. Okay, it's not selling stuff. It's just the value of stuff. Okay, so things cost with reputation. If I take the shop action, things cost for less. However, I have nothing to sell, nothing to buy with. I am going to take the restock action. Then gain a food. Food's probably, but these are the people who actually just straight up consume those mushrooms. Is it wise to gain a food in a town full of people who are tripping? No other choice, really. I've got vibrant brain. I already know that makes me hallucinate. So it's either something that potentially will make you hallucinate or something that definitely will. So let's go to. I will. Let's go +1. Let's find out what this food is. Hunting table. Is it a meat or a... Is it meat or plant? It is meat. Okay, so... Ooh, this might be the creature that we saw in the window eyes that we decided against hunting. Okay, so let's see. You and you, so that I know what order. No, it's a bird. It's an invasive bird. Okay, so it's still something relatively rare. Okay, so evasive bird. So that's it. Just a little bit of bird meat. That's good. Okay. On to cycle 15. Heading for the 6. The discovery. Next, but let's roll first. So, those off, those off. Okay. 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 Let's figure out the locations of these, because that is pretty interesting. This is likely going to be the last cycle as well before the end of stream. So just a heads up on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Six. And now for the green. Up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in here. 3, and that means it's a lake. Oh, actually, that makes sense, because it's likely stuff that flows down from off the mountains and pools here. But during okay, so just gonna quickly draw in a small lake here. That makes sense. And then lake, that makes sense if we're there. And then here, yet another discovery. Remembered to do the question mark this time. Okay. But we are heading... Just making sure all dotted... I haven't messed up on that at all, so... We're heading to that discovery first. What is... Because it's on the way to the encampment that we were heading towards anyway. So... Flip card. This is the arrival phase. That's an ace of clubs. If I said the other ace earlier was an ace of clubs, I was wrong. That's an ace. It was an ace of spades. However, journey phase first. We're gaining a food or where? We're gaining another where. I'd rather have gain something that I can sell eventually. So we are out of coin. So where is this gonna be? Not the hunting table, the where's table. Okay, grabbing 3 dice. Snake eyes and a 2, so that's a 4. It's mineral. Okay, what mineral would be down here? Because up the top it would be cinnabar, but this is very far. I know what it is. Walking through the cave, got something caught in Yana's. Yana doesn't wear shoes. Never mind to that assumption. I was gonna say she got some sort of crystal or something caught in some sort of ore caught in her boot. Nope. She walks barefoot. Because likely because of some sort of occult deal she made at some point. Anyways, I'll have to think on that. Mineral. Gonna leave that at that. Anyways, what about the discovery? What does a ace of clubs? What does a black discovery? That's items. Nope, nope, nope. Discovery. A fissure in the earth stretching down into darkness. What event created this rift? What is said to emerge from it? Gain 1 wound and 1 random item, or gain 1 biome die. I've healed up so I can afford to tank the wound. But this is a fissure. Ooh. It's interesting. On the coastline, no less, so... This wasn't formed from water, this just cracked open. I'm going to tank the wound and gain a random item. So, wounds table, let's roll to see what the wound is first. Okay, so 10 plus 5, so that's 15. So it's either intense bruising or infected lesion. I'd say intense bruising from finding a way to water rushes in here. But something dark. There isn't really a bridge because this is new. There was an earthquake a few days ago and this opened up. So that's why we also heard, because there hadn't been any because people had been concerned that there wasn't any recent word from this encampment. Okay, so there's now a fissure that opened up, a little bit of additional cracking, make it more of a lightning bolt shape, but And need to add the wound. Intense. Intense bruising. Intense bruising. Okay, and now to items. Because items are actually important. Items are things you usually buy. Let's go to the items table. Ooh. Oh, okay, okay. This makes so much more sense why why this one up here is a weapon as well. Because the strange is affecting the environment. This magical item up here is affecting the environment. And that's because the prompt for the black item is a strange weapon. And this fissure is likely also caused by a weapon as well. So I forgot she already had an item as well. And oh, when did I forgot when she got that? I've marked. No, I got it after Arden. I got it at Ardenfast or close to it. I should get one more Venom. So I'm gonna put Strange Weapon in. Strange Weapon, Bold, gain 3 temporary dice when you draw a Joker. But there's also one other, cause Ardenfast is at ruins, or hidden in ruins, but Cinnabar, the Cinnabar Dunes ruins were after I got this item. I know that Ardenfast was not. I don't remember what the runes are. But let's just flip the next card to see. 7 of diamonds. So this one is camping equipment. Gain 1 extra die when camping. Now, having this sooner would have been great. However, this is good. Camping equipment. I'm gonna mark this afterwards. Camping equipment. Bold. Gain 1 extra die when camping. Okay, so that is so much better for staying somewhere where there isn't a settlement, which is where we are. So this would be considered wilderness because there isn't a settlement here. So I'm gonna... So, for the name of this, since we be the one discovering it, I'm going to call this the Bottrelle, the Bottrelle Fissure. Wrong tool. This one. The Bottrelle Fissure. Just put this here. And the intense bruising is from leaping across to get to the other side. It was possible but risky. She's traveling on her own right now, because likelihood is her guide found his friend there, but his friend didn't know where our one went. Anyways, rest phase in wilderness. Camping, so gonna gain 2 die from camping. So that is wonderful. That means this goes up to 2. We're in the rest phase. And the other option is I don't have mineral. I don't want to lose a mineral. I'd rather sell that. Lose 1 die. And gain more food. So, but I have camping equipment now. That isn't so much of an issue because I'm guaranteed to at least get 1 food. So let us see. I'm gonna roll a d6 to see how much food this will be that is getting gained. That's a 6. What strange food am I about to get a whole lot of? Okay, so back to the hunting. Okay, so first d6. 4. It is a meat. Okay, the meats don't seem to be hallucinogenic, thankfully. So, fauna. Let's grab those. Roll. Okay, so it is a migratory creature with a small migratory creature. Okay, so 6. Ooh. Small migratory. I'd say creatures. Not really sure what those creatures would be, but that being said, we'll figure that out another time. We've got 6 of them. For food. This will be interesting. But almost finished the map, met the criteria of we've definitely been to 10 locations, right? Like, that is the... You have to reach 10 locations and have a coastline that bridges 2 sides. Oh, I just realized, yeah, the open land that was here likely used to be a land bridge that's in between these 2 locations that collapsed. That That would make sense. But anyways, that is the end of stream. So, gonna find someone to raid. And I know exactly who to raid on their birthday. Even though they're a big streamer. They're the one who is responsible for getting this music made. As they're the one who made the game. However, they aren't the one responsible for making the music. The music is made by Stein, as the background music was Heartbound's original soundtrack, which Heartbound was made by Thor of Pirate Software. So, let's just quickly search. It is his birthday after all. So, let's get this raid started. I hope everyone had a good stream. Wish Thor happy birthday. And I hope to see you all next week. So long.